Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the TTV news with some last events in our province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Project Management Board of TayNinhTV Agriculture and Rural Development Construction Investments, by early May of 2022, the irrigation project in the west bank of Vam Co Dong River has completed more than 85% of construction volume and first put into operation to irrigate an area of about 1,300 hectares.
Up to now, 14 out of 14 bidding packages have been implemented. Basically, the project ensures the implementation schedule, in which the reinforced concrete water transfer channel has been completed, with packages number 7, 8, 9, with a length of more than 10 kilometers and put into service for irrigation. For the main canal, nearly 30 kilometers long, packages number 13, 14, and 15 have been completed. With a total length of more than 20 kilometers, the first level canal system is more than 71 kilometers long. There are still some sections that have not yet paid compensation and support for resettlement. The Construction Investment Project Management Board of Agriculture and Rural Development is currently coordinating with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the District Peers Committee, the Commune Peers Committee, the Construction Unit, and the Design Consultant. Timely plan to deal with problems, focus on speeding up the construction progress, try to basically complete on level 1 canals in Châu District in 2022, and take over, handover, and put into use in the first quarter 2023.
Supporting the development of rural occupation is one of the key tasks under the TayNinhTV Provincial Rural Industry Development Plan for the period of 2022 to 2025. Including the implementation of programs to bring Vietnamese goods to the countryside, organizing the market selling points, food festivals in tourist areas, etc., commercial centers, with a total estimated support budget for more than 2 billion Vietnam dong. In addition, the People's Committee of the TayNinhTV Province also approved the plan to develop rural occupations in the period of 2022 to 2025 with a total investment cost estimated at nearly 45 billion Vietnam dong. Specifically, in 2022, the province will implement 11 projects to support the development of rural industry with a total cost of nearly 14 billion Vietnam dong. The remaining years estimated around 10 billion Vietnam dong per year. The rural rice and traditional craft villages that are focused on conservation include making rice paper, bamboo and rattan, incense, house-on carpentries, aluminum moulds, conical huts and forging, casting of iron, etc., at the same time promoting the development of new industry that are specialities of the province such as shrimp zone and chili zones production. The province will support craft villages in the rural vocational training with about 4,800 people and many industrial promotion programs, reorganize production activities in rural industry, traditional trades and craft villages in the direction of forming linkage chains from production to consumption through linkage contract according to value chains. And in 2022, the industry and trade sector has a target that export turnover will increase by about 6 to 8% compared to 2021. To realize this goal, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has determined that the biggest opportunity comes from the FTAs that Vietnam has signed for concluding and executing. New statistics shows that Vietnam export growth in April is high again. Accordingly, in April, the export turnover reached about 33.26 billion US dollar, up to 25% over the same period, while the import turnover reached 32.19 billion US dollar, up to 15.5%. Generally, in the first 4 months of the year, the merchandise trade balance was estimated to have a surplus of about 2.53 billion US dollar, of which the export and import turnover is increased by 16.4% and 15.7% respectively, compared with the same period. Recovery of exports is a good sign in the context that Vietnam is trying to implement the measures to recover the general economy after the COVID-19 pandemic. The exports are expected to increase sharply in the coming time. growth was driven by the businesses resuming operations, factories reopening, and capacity returning to normal. In addition, international demand has improved, and Vietnam's participation in the global supply chain has also increased and taken advantage of the key trade agreements such as free trade agreements effective from the beginning of 2022, will contribute significantly to the export volume. And in the 2020 to 2025 term, the Tenant Party Committee determined to promote the development of high-tech agriculture, focusing on planning high-tech application areas to attract strategic investors, and has capacity, enthusiasm, and responsibility for agriculture to build the agricultural model supplying high technology. Applying agriculture in the direction of increasing the value chain, linking production, preservation with processing and export to increase spillover for farmers, especially to create the breakthroughs in productivity, quality, and value enhancement in a unit area. In recent years, TayNin has attracted investment in agricultural projects associated with developing high-tech agricultural value chains with 24 projects with a total capital of over 1,600 billion Vietnam dong. The synchronous implementation of many policies have attracted strong agricultural enterprises to take the lead, develop high-value agricultural product chains, apply advanced techniques to contribute to increasing productivity and quality of agricultural products, especially the key products and specialty of the province. The Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has completed the orientation of planning the high-tech agricultural development area on the land of Su Dây Commune. This is an area of 1,400 hectares, which is planned as a preliminary processing area, experimental farm for seed production and production area also. Along with that, attract investment in the production and tropical fruit varieties to provide varieties in the province and the region.
From April 2020, the Provincial People's Committee has approved a plan to build receive-free dairy cow farming areas and facilities in Vam Co District 2020-2022 period. Accordingly, Vam Co has coordinated with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development to build 6 communes meeting disease safety standards, and it is expected that by the end of 2022, the remaining 3 communes will be recognized. Then request the Department of Animal Health to reorganize the food and mouth disease-free area in Vam Co District to support Vietnam Dairy Cow One Member Company Limited, Vietnamese TayNin Dairy Farm to export to the Chinese market. For the export of chicken eggs, the Department of Animal Health has supported Vietnam KL Company Limited in Thanh Xuân Hamlet, Mò Công Commune, Tân Biên District. In epidemiology, use of preventive vaccines, assessment and issuance of safety certificates, creating favorable conditions for the company to export chicken eggs to Hong Kong and some other countries. In the coming time, the Provincial People's Committee requires departments, agencies, districts, towns, cities, and businesses to focus on successfully building production chains and breeding areas that meet the requirements of disease safety and food safety according to international standards and those of the importing country. Implement referential policies, encourage capable and experienced enterprises to invest in close production chains, including livestock products processing factories, in order to diversify product categories suitable with each market and region.
And ladies and gentlemen, when talking about TayNin province, the people often think of Trang Bang rice paper, the ingredient that makes a wonderful road of this southeast region. But a few people know that beside Trang Bang district, there are many places in TayNin that are still keeping the fried day and night and creating jobs for the people, especially the rural people from this traditional profession. Typically, the craft of making handmade rice paper in Cay Trac hamlet, Vam Commune, Go Dong District, was recognized as a traditional profession by the People's Committee of TayNin Province on January the 26th of 2022. The traditional profession of making rice paper in Cay Trac hamlet was established in 1954, while some craft villages are facing fierce competition and in danger of being lost. The profession of making rice paper in Cay Trac is still alive and expanded with more than 100 baking households and have stable output. The rice paper are thin, so they sell about 38 to 14,000 and my case about 15,000 per pound. I leave it for Long Hoa market. Currently, the craft of making rice paper in Cay Trac hamlet is completely handmade, simple but requires dexterity, diligence, and meticulousness. Therefore, many women choose to do these jobs under the income not high. It is suitable because it is not heavy and works at home, so it is convenient for looking after the house and taking care of the children as well as doing household chores. For two people, this age couple can do enough to support the family. Doing this job is extremely difficult, but there is no problem. If you want to work, you can do it, and if you want to take break, you can take break anytime, but when you are owned, the company will accept you anymore. In order to promote traditional industry in the locality in 2021, the Women's Union of Phước Long Commune will build a model of collaborating on rice paper rolls to help the workers improve their skills and increase labor productivity, produce quality products, and meet the market demand. This traditional occupation of craft villages is maintained. The women are regularly consulted by the Commune Women's Union in the district. Women's Union and coordinated with the public, and the PIG company also provides about 15 million Vietnam dong for each household to buy raw materials and materials for making rice paper. Although I support the money for it is not big, but I agree that the women can help each other to raise job for the women. In 2020, the Women's Union in Phước Long Commune will continue to improve the quality of life to the cooperative groups for making rice paper according to the regulations, renovate the content and mode of operation to gather and attract more and more women to participate in women have created daily income, stable family economy, and participate in their association's activities and movements and getting better and better. In order for traditional crafts and craft villages to promote their true values in the socio-economic development, along with the mechanisms and policies to support trainings, science and technology applied and makers and the markets, the propaganda work, it is also equally important to raise awareness of traditional occupations of the people in general and the workers in particular, contributing to raising the sense of national pride and love for the homeland for the future generations, and thereby contributing to preserving and building the original tradition of Vietnamese craft villages. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all for the TTV News today. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.